Hi there. Today we're going to talk about using Pocket Sphinx and our speech plugin to synchronize the animatronics to spoken word. So we have a recording of me reciting the first little bit of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, and we're going to synchronize a talking skull to that audio. First thing we'll do is create an empty channel. We're going to name it Jaw. And it's going to have a range of values that match the opening and closing range of the mouth on the skull. The servo doesn't go all the way, it only goes part way, so we've specified specific limits just for that. Alright, we'll select the channel, and we'll go to Plugins, Phonemes, create a phoneme channel, and a small pop-up comes up that looks like this. So this tells us what audio file it's going to use. Typically the one that came with the animation file, but you can use others if you want. The move type is jaw. We have a table of possibly different kinds of movements. The only one we've specified so far is jaw. And then we're going to update tags with words so we can see what words the speech recognition algorithm has recognized. And you click run. And it runs for a little while and creates a set of values. Alright, so this is what our channel looks like. That's a lot of data points if you were trying to match the motion of a jaw to a speech. Now, one thing we do need to do is, because this is the minimum value, but this is the jaw most open, and this is the jaw most closed, we're going to invert it. So right click and invert. Alright. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to see how well it did. To do that, we'll go to the tags, tag selector, and we can just scan down through here and see how close this is to what our actual speech is. Once upon at midnight dreary, while at home and weekend we really were many acquaintance. Curious, okay, so it's a little bit off. Now, the primary reason it's off is because it's using the entire dictionary of the English language, trying to match little blocks of phonemes to words. We can improve that performance by limiting the number of phonemes for it to look at. So the way we'll do that we're going to go to the directory, and we can see the various files that are in here. And what I want to have is a text file which is just the text that's going to be spoken. So I'm going to copy my raven.clean to my raven.text. The text file, it's going to look for a file whose name matches the audio file in the same directory as the audio file, but with an extension text, and that will be the script. And if we look at what's in that file, we can see it's just the first part of the Raven, and you notice there's no punctuation or other characters in there. It is just the text. Alright, so now that we've set that up, we're going to run this again. So first thing we'll do is we'll come in here, we'll clear this channel, we'll select it again, and we'll rerun our Create Phoneme Channel plugin. And everything's still set up. We hit run, and there's our set of phonemes. Now we invert again, because we always have to do that, and then we'll look at see how our text came out this time. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly nothing. Okay, so that's an error. Suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered. Tapping of? Okay, and that's an error too. So those tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. So we have two errors in here. So we're going to pick the first one, nothing. We're going to take a look at that. Now you notice if you click on the selector, it zooms in on that tag, so you can see this is where it's trying to say nothing. Now the difference between nothing and napping is this is the in nothing, but it should be napping, and so it should be a little more open. And then the th sound should be a P sound, and that's what the voice, the mouth totally closed, so we're going to move it up to totally closed. All right, and that's probably good enough. Now we'll go down to of. So tapping of my chamber door should be at, of, actually the motions are pretty similar, so I don't think we really need to do much for this one. All right, so let's see how it looks.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more."